video slide is on the chi-square test for independence. How to test the chi-square hypothesis for significant relationships. Our agenda, how to use the PSPP to calculate the Pearson's chi-square test. How to use descriptive statistics when testing the null hypothesis. Cramer's v-test, how to determine the p-value, and how to analyze the output data. The following chi-square test of independence was conducted. The null hypothesis states there is no relationship between the number of cars and the number of defaults. The alternative hypothesis states there is a relationship between the number of cars and the number of defaults. The chi-square statistics and its p-value were calculated using PSPP, assuming alpha equals 0.05. No relationship emerged. The chi-square degrees of freedom was 6. Number of cases 150. Chi-square equals 6.68. The p-value equals 0.351. The v equal 0.15. Cramer's v indicated a very weak relationship. This was our first hypothesis test. Second hypothesis test. The following chi-square test of independence was conducted. The null hypothesis states there is no relationship between Likert comforts and the number of defaults. The alternative hypothesis states there is a relationship between Likert comforts and the number of defaults. The chi-square statistics and its p-value were calculated using PSPP, assuming alpha equals 0.05. No relationship emerged. Chi-square degrees of freedom was 6. The number of cases 150. Chi-square equals 6.68. The p-value equals 0.35. The v equals 0.15. Cramer's v indicated a very weak relationship. Third hypothesis test. The following chi-square test of independence was conducted. The null hypothesis states there is no relationship between the number of cars and Likert comforts. The alternative hypothesis states there is a relationship between the number of cars and Likert comforts. The chi-square statistics and its p-value were calculated using the PSPP, assuming alpha equals 0.05. A relationship emerged. Chi-square degrees of freedom were 9. The number of cases 150. Chi-square equals 450, and the p-value equals 0, and the v equals 1. Cramer's v indicated a perfect symmetric relationship. Important takeaways. PSPP can perform calculations for chi-square tests. PSPP can perform Cramer's v-test for strength. PSPP can analyze your data using descriptive analysis. Just click the cross-tab function. PSPP perform the p-value. The p-value level of significance within the hypothesis test. PSPP performs the degrees of freedom, the number of sample size. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions.